Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to confirmation. We've moved from studying the Hebrew scriptures to having a look at the Gospels, the book of Acts, and the epistles, the New Testament. And to begin, we're going to think about maps, places, and times. We can have a look at the scriptures and discover some things that would be helpful to us. Here, have a listen to this. This is from the 14th chapter of Acts. This is beginning with the 24th verse. Then they passed through Pisidia and came to Pamphylia. When they had spoken the word in Perga, they went back to Attila. From there they sailed back to Antioch, where they had been commended to the grace of God for their work that they had completed. When they arrived, they called the church together and related all that God had done with them, and how he had opened a door of faith for the Gentiles. And they stayed there with the disciples for some time. Well, what do you know reading that? Not a lot. It could be confusing. There are some place names there, and that's an interesting question to consider. What do the place names mean? At this time in the history of the world, the idea of taking long journeys around the Mediterranean had just become much easier. It's because the Romans had built an infrastructure, a road network. It was to transport armies and transport commodities so that wealth could move around the Mediterranean, not only by sea, but also by land. And military power could be accumulated in different places rapidly and efficiently because of an effective road network. Something else that this made possible was Paul's ability to walk to new places to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ. And so Paul, who was a Jew who lived in the land of Israel, was able to go to Damascus and was able to go up into Turkey, beyond Tyre and Sidon, going off up north to Attila and to visit Phrygia and Perga. All possible because of a new road network. There was the world expanded because the map expanded. It was possible to follow roads to more places. Maps is the theme of our program this week, and by looking at a map, you can learn things you need to know. A matter of fact, you can't really know what people are saying unless you know where they are on the map. Have a seat. Now, you may hear that and think it sounds inviting, but it would sound different if, for instance, you heard have a seat at a fine restaurant. That sounds inviting. Or have a seat if you happen to be on the Titanic in April in 1912 and you're standing in front of a lifeboat. Have a seat sounds different in that situation. And so knowing where something is taking place changes the way it sounds. The same thing when we read the Bible. When we read the Bible, knowing where something is being said is as important as knowing who's being spoken to. So when Jesus speaks to a Syrophoenician woman, there's something important about that. It's not just anybody, but it describes how Jesus' message has gone across a social line, across a cultural line, across different barriers that exist in the time. But have a look at the map, and you'll learn a lot more about what people are saying. Because the Bible, in order to understand more fully what's written in the Bible, It's important to know who is speaking, who's being spoken to, and where that conversation is taking place. It is just like the other important things. If you want to use a map, you need to know where you are and where you wish to go, and then discover how to get there. Classical. Classical definition of the spiritual pursuit. Who am I? Why am I here? And what then shall I do? Have a good time with the maps this week, and know that geography is as important to theology as it is to any pursuit in life. Where are things happening? Have a good time. Keep up with the lessons, and we'll see you soon.